trusting people, because people, they come and sell themselves to you, and you trust what they say, because you're not gonna lie to them when you tell them what, and then when they come, they are not there for that. They just want to get something from you.
The upside of failure. And I have to just take a moment to give props to my team, because I give them the hard task of getting very specific people that I know all of you admire, but I also just personally look up to. And it's not easy coordinating schedules. It's live radio. We don't pre-record this segment. We keep it as real as possible. And I'm so happy joining us today on the upside of failure is the founder of Jabu Stone Hair Care Products, Mr. Jabu Stone.
Hey, ke teng o kae? Aus Lebogile?
Bona. My team and I are shocked. Why do you look the same way you did 30 years ago? Exactly the same.
Thank you, Lebogile.
Like the muscles, the threads, alles. What is the secret?
Hey, I'm sure it's to, be active, work out, eat, healthy food.
Yes.
All those things that they add value in your body.
And you mind your business
And
as
then you
well.
mind your business as well.
How namona? You mind your
No,
business.
you do your own thing. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, you walk away.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what I do.
For those that don't know, please just give us the story of how Jabu Stone came about.
I was born in the Eastern Cape, a street away from the father of Black consciousness,
Yes.
Steve Biko. So I think we moved as a family to Davidton. Mother was a teacher, and then she used to plait colleagues, and then that's where we started, getting involved in the hair industry with her, because we played my colleagues' work.
Yes.
So we kind of get into that. And then Mankula and my sister, those days, Pam, and then my sister had a salon. Actually, she started working from home, and then from there she moved to Binoni. And then Mina, excuse me, I studied electrical engineering, Peninsula Technicon. Abuya ngenza some retail development program at West Business School ngamncedisa. Then I think right there, that's when my interest started to grow into natural hair, because yena begenza other types of hair.
Yes.
Then that's when I said, let me see. And then those years, I once had locks when I was a student at FUBA, Federated Union of Black Artists. But mangfika elokishini, people were not happy with me, because undoda yini batlotswa matekwana byanona.
Because
Because
back
it was,
then.
yes, it was kind of taboo, yes.
my-
But I said, but I don't smoke. Why?
I have
just
to
like the hairstyle.
I have to ask you, because back then, and I want us to paint the picture, because
Yes.
for anybody listening who's maybe a Gen Z will not understand the
Yeah.
context. Gore, at that time, which what was 70s ish area,
Yes.
we were all about the products that were making your hair shine and look silky.
True.
So if you guys are not sure what I'm talking about, go watch Coming to America. And there's a product in this fictional story called So Glow. When you sit on the sofa, it would leave this big patch of all of that. So
Yes.
at that time, dreadlocks
Yes.
were just associated
was-
with Rastafarianism and
yes.
smoking
and
pot.
I give thanks to those Rastafarians, because they kept it going, they didn't stop. I think that's what made me to triggered everything in me. So, but I look at the Rastafarian hair, and it was more organic, the growth. And then I want to know, man, we can convert this, because there's cooler, in different forms, thicker, smaller. And then that's when we came up with a kind of cultivated way where you can twist hair towards a certain direction and at the same size. So I think right there, when I was with my sister, and then I said, but I'm not a chemist. I don't understand how
Yes.
to mix. And then I met, that is why mentorship is key, because I met in Tate Silo, was selling a hair product called Lirato Hair Grower. Then I asked Tate Silo, I would like to start my own product. What do I go? And then he sent me to a chemist, Dr. Hansel. And then I went to Dr. Hansel. And then I want to start this product at Hansel for locks. And then he said, I gave him a brief that I need a product that is going to protect against the ultraviolet rays of the sun. And then he's making a note. He's writing down, and I said, I need a product that at the same time, then it will add moisture on your scalp. We have Bahala at that time, sunscreen agent, holding power, and all those things. That's how the first product came. We called it emolding cream. That is for the locks, be mold, inwele is hold it towards one direction, you twist it clockwise. So that's the whole thing started right there with that. And then, because mina bengenawo ama-locks, and I went to see friends ngibabuze ngithi ndoda, what are you using? Omunye athi no ngisebenzisa sunlight soap, omunye athi ngisebenzisa i-Coca-Cola, omunye athi ngisebenzisa
Coca-Cola,
yes,
too
omunye athi
long.
ngisebenzisa i-honey. A friend of mine, okay, who's a shoe designer, he once told me he's using honey, and each of us, I understand in young landela. No wonder.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So can you maybe help us understand, especially those that don't understand the lock world? When a person was just doing their own locks back in the day,
Yes.
it was not uniform. It was just what is it called when
Yeah,
you did
the washing rack.
So
Yeah,
you do
the-
the washing
yeah,
rag
wrap
with the
around,
circular
yes,
motion.
yes.
Whatever comes, comes.
That's right.
What
yeah.
you were creating is that you wanted something uniform,
Exactly.
where your dreads can be a certain size,
Yes.
and then the molding of the certain direction. Was that for the styling or to keep the size?
The size is the same size and the neatness as well. Same size. And because what I've picked up, your hair doesn't stop growing because you press against your scalp. But if you
Yes.
pull your hair away from the scalp, it grows forever.
I got you.
You see, so that's a research I learned over the years. I said, okay, let's try something that's going to pull it away from the scalp. That is that time. Yeah. So that's how it started, the whole thing.
So I'm curious about the gentleman, the doctor chemist that helped you
Dr.
out.
Hansel, yes.
Dr. Hansel.
Yes.
Were you with him when he was formulating this? Did you do a testing phase, or you kind of he wrote things, put it together, and then you just started growing from there?
No, actually, it was a step by step with Dr. Hansel, because he would make a small sample and say, Jabu, just try this. Try, and then if it works, then I'll tell him, look, man, I'm getting some flakes here. I don't like it. And then he changes it and adds something, So I'll give him a brief from time to time until the product was perfect. Then I took it out to the market.
I'm assuming Dr. Hansel was a white man.
Yes, a German chemistry, yes.
So at that time, because I just want to really highlight the fact that the time you were living in might not have lent itself to that kind of a partnership where a white man during apartheid was even interested in a black person's hair.
Yeah.
At the time, did you see that as anything surprising that this gentleman was willing to help you, or that was not even a thought in your mind?
It was not a thought, because I went there to look for help, and he was there to listen, and he looked at me and said, Jabu, I don't know what you're looking for. I've never seen this hairstyle, but I can see it's going to work.
Oh, wow.
That's what he said. I can see it's going, because I was so passionate about this. I can see this happening, Dr. Hansel. My research is telling me that by far in West Africa, they leave the hair to grow, and and I even made it like people call it dreadlocks. And I said, because of the slave master said, your hair is dreadful, it's fearful, it's scary.
Oh.
Those are not dreadlocks, are hairlocks.
I didn't know that's where the name...
No, it's the process. So when they see the hair, they said it's dreadful, it's fearful. So those are the things that I've learned. And then Dr. Hansel, listened to me. And I went back to East Africa, the Mau Mau, those locked freedom fighters. I came down home and said, oh, Izangoma, because using the hair as an antenna to communicate with their ancestors. Those are the things that I was reading about. Going to Namibia, the Ovambo, Tamara, and they've got locks as well. So I made that research. And I went even to Zululand, where King Tingani, his warriors had locks as well. So, in researching, long palapans, fully understand it, because I believe that if you go into the industry, understand it first. Then I even heard a scripture in the Bible in Numbers chapter 6, verse 5. It says, no razor shall come closer to your hair. Leave your hair to grow until they lock.
Yo.
So I looked at all, because now, you want to sell. I want to be convincing when I tell you, lock your hair. I can, give you all the examples.
I had no idea that the type of research you did was so extensive. And I think because Rona re godile, where we saw Boklema Wisa already with dreads, when we were growing up as 80s babies, it was already the norm. But the way that you are sharing, it actually makes what you've been able to achieve even more remarkable. When you traveled and did that extensive research, and when you were still formulating the product,